Hey there, welcome to the video. Now, if you've been creating or even considering publishing low content books on Amazon KDP, then this video is for you. I'm about to show you a profitable niche full of potential that's providing ordinary publishers a great source of extra income without a massive upfront investment. Today, I'll be going through the horror coloring book niche, which is a great way to start generating passive income for those of you interested in making money online. Now, if this is your first time here, my name is Jeff, and this channel is all about becoming self-sufficient when it comes to making money online, whether it be through Amazon KDP or other online businesses. So if this sounds interesting to you, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. With that being said, let's get right to it. Now let's start with some examples. I found a horror coloring book on Amazon with a bestsellers rank of 25,851. Now, if we plug this number into a book sales calculator, it shows that this book sells about 11 copies per day, which is about 330 copies a month. At $7.99 per sale, that's around $2.64 profit margin, which is about $29 per day and $872 per month in estimated royalties. Not too bad, right? But wait, it gets better. Another book in this niche, The Freak of Beauty horror coloring book, has a BSR or a bestsellers rank of 18,074. It's priced higher at $9.99, bringing an estimated profit of $3.84 per copy, which earns this publisher about $57 per day, which is $1,729 per month in pure profits. And remember, these are just single books. Many publishers in this space have entire portfolios, which means their monthly income can skyrocket. In fact, if we take a look at this publisher, we can see they make several of these books in this niche, and many are selling very well. So we know that this publisher is making quite a lot of income from just this horror coloring book niche alone. Now, before we continue, if you're new to KDP or you're feeling unsure about the process and you want to avoid the common pitfalls many beginners make, I've created something for you, my KDP Royalty Roadmap. This free guide walks you step by step through everything that you need to know to create and publish your first book on Amazon the right way. From choosing the right niche, to creating the interiors and the covers, to choosing the right keywords for your book's title, subtitle, and those 7 backend keyword boxes, this guide has you covered. So if this sounds like you, I'll leave the link down below. So what makes this niche so special? Well, it has a wide appeal. Horror coloring books cater to adults looking for relaxation, teens who love spooky aesthetics, and even kids, depending on the content. On top of that, these books make excellent gifts, which makes this an evergreen niche. Take a look at this book's sales graph. Throughout the year, it maintains a solid bestsellers rank, but as Halloween approaches, you can see the line drop, which means sales spike and continue throughout Christmas. That means if you create books in this niche, you're not just selling year-round, but you're also tapping into repeat seasonal demand. Now, let's talk about a potential issue that you might face with the horror coloring book niche, and that is competition. While it's clear that this niche has a lot of demand, this one specifically is showing over 4,000 search results. That's a big red flag. Why? Because with so many competing books, it becomes much harder for your book to stand out and rank on the first page of Amazon. And as I always say, if your book isn't on the first page, it's going to be practically invisible to buyers. So what do you do when a keyword has such high competition? Well, this is where keyword strategy comes into play. Instead of targeting those broad, oversaturated keywords, start looking for specific sub-niches or long-tail keywords within the broader niche that have fewer search results. For example, instead of going after horror coloring book, try something like pastel goth coloring book or spooky cute Halloween coloring book. These are much more specific and cater to a targeted audience, which means less competition and a higher chance of ranking. Start with the Amazon search bar. I'm using a free plugin called Titans Pro, but if you type in a broad keyword like horror coloring book, pay attention to the auto suggestions that pop up. These suggestions are actual phrases that customers are searching for, which means they're highly relevant. For instance, you might see suggestions like horror coloring book for teens or horror coloring book for adults, scary and creepy. Each of these could be a potential niche to further explore. Now, for a super targeted approach, just use Publisher Rocket. This tool is a game changer because with its ASIN lookup feature, it will show you all the keywords a specific book has ranked for on Amazon, which means that you can take out all the guesswork and have access to only super targeted keywords that can help you when creating your title, your subtitle, and those 7 back-end keyword boxes. Not to mention, this is a great way to find sub-niches as well. Look for keywords that have a high number of search results, but a low competition score. This is going to be the sweet spot where you find both numbers are green. So if you want to check out Publisher Rocket for yourself, I'll leave a link down below. Now let's dive into some of the sub-niches I discovered during my research. These sub-niches can offer you incredible opportunities to stand out and attract customers who are looking for something a little bit more specific. For example, here's the horror coloring book for kids niche, which is basically going to be a kid-friendly horror coloring book. And what's interesting here is that the search results for this specific keyword are significantly lower, around 1,000, which means that there's less competition and a higher likelihood of ranking on the first page. And remember, ranking on the first page is crucial because that's where most of the customer attention is. If your book isn't on page 1, it might as well be invisible. Now, here's something important to keep in mind. Seeing search results above 1,000 isn't always a complete no-go. Sure, it's an indication of higher competition, and it'll be tougher to get your book ranked on the first page of Amazon organically, but that doesn't mean you should write off the niche entirely, especially if you're open to using KDP ads as part of your strategy. Let me explain. Niches with over 1,000 search results often indicate higher competition, and with higher competition comes the potential for higher demand, which can translate into more sales and ultimately more income. So if you're willing to invest in ads, well, you can position yourself and your book in front of your target audience, even if the competition is fierce. That said, not everyone wants to dive into paid ads right away, and that's okay. If you prefer to focus on organic growth, the key is to look for keywords and sub-niches with fewer search results, ideally about 1,000 and below. These lower competition niches give you a better chance to rank organically, especially if you create high quality books with compelling titles, descriptions, and those book covers. Another fascinating sub-niche is the horror animals coloring book. This is a twist on traditional horror themes, but only with scary looking animals. We can see with this niche that it has about 600 search results, making it an excellent choice for beginners who are just stepping into the world of Amazon KDP. And the best part is that both of these niches are evergreen, meaning that they can sell well throughout the year, not just around Halloween. However, they do see a noticeable spike during the fall season, particularly as people start shopping for Halloween gifts and stocking stuffers. Now, there are different ways to create this type of coloring book, but I specifically like to use this tool called Nurier Creator because it's just an easy way of creating coloring pages for my KDP books. If you want to check this out, I'll leave the link down below. But basically what I do is I use the AI generation feature and I just enter my prompts here. It's pretty simple with these prompts. All you have to do is make it 10 words or less for best results. And all you have to do is use simple descriptions like dog sitting by a fireplace. So I did exactly that. And I used 10 prompts just to show you what this is capable of. So we have horror dog growling, horror duck with evil smile, spooky owl staring, haunted snake coiling, sinister rabbit with fangs, evil crow flying, angry bear roaring, haunted deer standing, sinister goat glaring. And then after this, what you can choose is you can either choose no background, but for this specific coloring book, we do want background layer assist. It's basically going to fill out the background of the page. Now select your image size. Here are all the image sizes right here. This book is specifically 8.5 by 11 inches. So that's what I chose. And then we have a bunch of art styles right here. So as you can see, I chose the one that was gonna fit this theme, which is grotesque zombie. And then with the line thickness, you can play around with this, thin, medium, thick. I chose medium. And then all you have to do is hit generate images. Now all the images are gonna show up down here. Every prompt is gonna have 4 images per set. So this is the first one, horror dog growling. As we can see, the last 2 isn't really gonna work well for the coloring page, but this second one might work well. So I might consider using this one. The next one right here is horror duck with evil smile. Any one of these would work, but I can see myself using the last one right here. Now the next one, spooky owl staring. We can see that maybe the third image would work well. And then haunted snake coiling. This first one is kind of broken. The second one is good. I would probably go with the second one or the last one right here. And then if we go to the second set right here, which is images 17 to 22, we can see sinister rabbit with fangs. I really like the last one right here. Evil crow flying. Any one of these would work. Probably one of the last two. Scary bat hanging. We could probably use the first one. And then this one, angry bear roaring. Probably use the second one right here. And then for those last images, haunted deer standing. So I kind of like the first one. And then sinister goat glaring. The second one right here looks pretty good. And you could also play around with the line thickness with this tool. So if I wanted to add line thickness here, I'm gonna go 5 just so you can see what it does. Update the image and you see just how much thicker this image got. So you can also play around with the line thickness. Now what you can do if you want to download them separately, well, you can go over here to the left hand side. You can enable these quick SVG export, PDF export, or PNG export, depending on the file type that you want. But typically what I like to do is I like to download all of the images right here. And it makes it easier because then all we have to do is drag them onto a program like Canva to go ahead and pick the images that we want for our interiors. And typically I like to download the SVG because it's going to be the one that's going to keep the best quality, especially when you zoom in to an image, you can see the lines still stay very crisp and very clear. Now on Canva, which you can open a free account, you're going to do custom size and you're going to put 8.5 here, 11-inch height. Make sure the units is in inches and then create new design. Now, all we have to do when we get to this blank page is to start organizing the book. Now, the first page typically is going to be the "This book belongs to" page. And so it's very easy to create one of those. Go to text on the left-hand side, add a heading, and type in "This book belongs to," and then just resize it so it fits the page. We can put it right there. And then go back to elements here, go to shapes, look for this line, just put it on the bottom here and we can extend it like that and then recenter it. And then we can also play around with the line weight. I'm gonna put it down a little bit. Now this book belongs to, you can also change the font to something that fits the page. Since this is a horror theme, we can look for something scary. So we can use this font right here. And then the next page, as you add a page, this is gonna be the backside of this first page, which you're not going to want anything really on the back, especially with coloring books. So what you want to do is just add another page. Now this is going to be the page number 3 or every odd page. That's where you're going to want to put your images that you get from Nurier Creator. Now here are all the images that I downloaded from Nurier Creator. I'm just going to highlight all of them and I'm going to drag them straight into Canva. And you're going to see them upload in this upload section right here. And once it's done uploading, we're just going to pick and choose the images from each set that we want. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out this interior. So as you can see, the quality of these pages are really good because when you zoom in all the way, you can see just how clear it is. And this is exactly what you want from a coloring book. And you can see that right away, this is just pure white in the background. You really don't have to do any type of work with these images. And so here's that first one. This is the one that I chose here. And what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna want it to be every other page. So every odd page, I put an image, and then the back side of this page, for example, is going to be blank because when the customer is coloring it in, you don't really want another coloring image on there. It's just going to ruin that experience for them. Just keep going on Nurier Creator, keep making images, keep doing this exact same process. And basically, once you have about 40 to 50 images just like this, you can go ahead and save this by clicking share, download as a PDF print, select all pages, choose RGB if it's the free Canva. If you're paying for Pro, use CMYK, this is the best option, and then just hit download. So if you want to try out Nurier Creator, I'll leave a link down below. Also, don't forget about my KDP royalty roadmap, which is gonna help you start and finish this book and have it up on Amazon in no time. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell, as well as follow me on all my socials at JeffSetLife. With that being said, thanks for watching. Bye for now.